So why you didn't do it? Why didn't you do it? What's up, family? What's happening? It's Thursday, 6:30. Time to get a little shopping. What's happening with you? Hope you're good. Having a good week so far. And continue to press through as I always hope you are. Hopefully you continue to make it do what it do, the best that you can. Learning and growing and getting understanding and seeking him first and doing all we're supposed to do to reach them goals and dreams, right? So getting a little bit better every day. So just keep pushing, keep going forward, keep grinding, okay? Come to do what I do every week, I told you no matter where I'm at, don't matter. 6:30, go time. Had to do a different time last week, and so I appreciate you still, hanging out with me, despite me having to do a different time. But we're back on our regular time this week, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. So back here to make it do what it do. So, hopefully you're well, though. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Probably won't be before you real long today, but we still hanging out in James, and we're going to finish up chapter 4. I know you're thinking I finished up chapter 4 last week. We're going to go back to the finish up chapter 4. We're going to go verses 13 through 17 again, okay? But before we do it, let's do what we always do. Let's go on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. All right. So, like I say, last week, and I give a shout out. My wife is on here. Babe, miss you. Wish she was here. But here we are. Back on James chapter 4. And 13 through 16. I touched on it on last week. And, I just got reminded again of something. And I just want to reiterate. And not trying to make it all super spiritual. But we go through life making plans, saying we're going to do this, saying we're going to do that. We go about our daily business. And just to be honest, a lot of times we go and do these things and we just simply assumed that we're going to be able to do it. Right? We simply assume that the plans that I have are going to take place. They're going to happen. And in verses 13 through 16 in the book of James, chapter 4, warns us about boasting, about being arrogant, making plans, and not one time have we taken the moment to acknowledge Christ in all of it, in any of it. We go through assuming that we're going to have the opportunity to carry out the plans that we have. So it's a double-edged, we ain't gonna say double-edged sword. It's a double problem here. First one is that we're assuming we're going to have the time, the opportunity, the moment in life to carry out those plans and experience what it is we want to do. So that's the first concern. The other concern is that did we even take the time to acknowledge Christ about those plans? Is he in the equation? I said every week, and I got to remind you again. Do we consult Christ with our plans? Or do we feel like we got it in the bag? We got it, we know exactly what to do. And that's what we're going to do. And I think if we really be honest, we all came up short right here before. And probably going to do it again. Because life be lifing. We be moving, we be grooving, we be doing all our things. We sticking and moving. And sometimes we forget to take a moment and give God thanks And then we fail to sometimes stop and give God the opportunity to direct us, to let us know what we need to do, which way we need to go, how we need to do it, when we need to do it, where we need to do it, who we need to do it with. And so I feel right here, I had to reiterate this, verses 13 through 16. I'm not saying I'm trying to get you all super spiritual. I just want you to stop and realize that it's not because of how great you are. Yes, you're great because he made you. He created you. So that means there's greatness in you. He don't create junk. He creates greatness. So the greatness is in you, it's on you, it's all around you. Now, it's up to us to utilize the greatness that he has given to us for the greater good out here in this world. And the byproduct of that is you being blessed tremendously. But we got to keep things in perspective, understanding that even though you're great as you are, he is even greater because he's the one that created you. He's the one that gives you the opportunity to do whatever it is you got purpose in your heart to do. And so we got to make sure that we're consulting with him, that we're talking with him, that we're seeking him first and his righteousness so that these things can be added to us. And those things being added to us is the direction that we need, the peace that we need, the strength that we need, the understanding that we need, the wisdom that we need to move forward in the things that's purposed in our hearts. Then we also need to consult with him to make sure we don't screw something up before we even get started. Because some of our plans is really not his plans for us. But him being the perfect gentleman that he is, sometimes allow us to go on forward and do what we want to do. Even though we haven't talked with him, he lets you go ahead and do what you're going to do. And then you wonder why you crash and burn. You wonder why things don't work out. We can't assume that we're going to have the moment, the experience, the opportunity without giving thanks to him and understanding that it's him that gives it to us. I got reminded of that this week in a couple ways. And one is not, well, neither one of them is not so great. But the first one is really, really a tough one. And I don't know who the gentleman is, but I witnessed, I'm here for, many of y'all know what I do. Bowling is my other life. Next to Christ and my family, there's bowling. So I'm out here competing at a tournament, getting ready to bowl. I mean, the lights just came on for practice. And just in that quick second, I hear some commotion behind me. And there was a gentleman who was on his way to his lanes, tripped over a bag, and just that quick, his tournament is over. He didn't plan for that. Nobody planned for that. His mindset, I'm sure, just like everybody else in the bowling center, get into my lanes to go handle my business, get ready. I'm here to compete. And just that quick. I can't say why it happened. I feel bad that it happened. Not that I had anything to do with it, but still, I mean, when you see someone fall like that, and just like that, their tournament is over due to injury. You can't help but have empathy and be sympathetic to someone in that situation. That's a tough piece. But it just reminded me of why we have to give God thanks for every moment that we get, because it could be just the opposite. God could really, and the reality is, we don't dot every I and cross every T. And like I said, we make plans to do things that don't involve Christ. We didn't think about him. The thought was not even to consult him on anything that we're doing. But yet he gives us grace. And he allows us to continue to move forward in those things we want to do sometimes. And so, again, I just want us to make sure that we are giving God thanks for the moments that he does give us, the opportunities that he gives us. Make sure he is in the equation and that you're seeking him first on those plans that you're trying to do. And so then that moves us to verse 17, and I'm going to talk about verse 17. I'm going to get on out of here, and we're going to close out James chapter 4. I failed to mention James, verse 7, James 4, chapter 7. I'm sorry. Chapter 4, verse 17. I failed to mention it on last week, and probably was a reason why. I don't know the reason why, but I failed to do it on last week. But I got to mention it this week, and it's a verse that I have used over and over again as I've been doing this on Thursday nights. But in that verse, it says, if you know to do good and you don't do it, that's sin for you. And I wondered why all of a sudden James hit us with this. It was almost like he had these thoughts and all of a sudden at the end, he just switched and just hit you with something else. Because to me, for a minute, reading it, it's like it didn't really flow. Like, where'd they come from? But the more I got to thinking about it, it's maybe because what he talked about in verses 13 through 16 about us boasting and assuming and being, just being arrogant about the fact that we assume we're going to have this moment to do what we want to do. And then as a result of us doing some of those things that we want to do, and we don't have Christ in the equation, purposely or sometimes unpurposely, if that's a word. Y'all know I make up words on here. But anyway, I think you get what I'm getting at. But, sometimes I think that he said this because in those moments in our life where we go about our plans without him, and we're assuming that we're going to be good with what we want to do, that some things creep in, and the good that we should be doing, we don't do it because it interferes with what we want to do. And verse 17 reminds us, again, you know to do good and you don't do it, that's sin for you. And I know we always want to say, well, that ain't fair. How they get to do it and I don't? It's because you're not them and they're not you. God called them to do something else. Didn't call you to do what they do. So the rules ain't the same. No, the rules ain't the same for everybody. If you're the CEO of a company, the rules ain't the same for you versus someone who's working on the assembly line. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a purpose, but the rules ain't the same for everybody. So stop trying to make the rules the same for everybody. There are some rules, they're in the Bible. That's the same for all of us. But within what God has called us to do, the rules ain't always the same. So just because this person over here doing XYZ don't mean you're supposed to be doing XYZ. You probably supposed to be doing ABC. But you so caught up in what's happening over here with them and they doing XYZ and you don't think they should be doing it, why they should be doing it. Stay in your lane. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Because while you over here looking at them and worrying about what they're doing and talking about what they're doing, the good that you're supposed to be doing ain't being done. And matter of fact, you so focused on what somebody else doing that it takes you off track, and now you start doing some things and saying some things that you shouldn't be doing or saying because you're involved in something that you shouldn't be involved in. Should be any of concern of yours. So James is telling us right here, as I told y'all from the very beginning when we walked into the book of James, that James won't go give it to you soft and mild. He was going to give it to you hard, straight, and it's going to hurt. It's going to call you out. It's going to find you where you at. And I think all of us can take a step back and look at ourselves if we really want to be honest, if we really want to be the best version of ourselves, take a step back and look. Are the plans that I'm doing involving Christ? Did I seek him first? Did I discuss with him what I got going on? Did I even give him thanks for the opportunity to do what's purposed in my heart to do? Did I give him thanks when it didn't work out? Then I switched down to 17. I had an opportunity to do good, but did I not do good? Instead of cussing somebody out, did I show empathy? Yeah, I had to go there because that's how we do. We're going to give them a piece of our mind. Stop giving a piece of your mind. You're going to mess around, you're going to have no mind. You need to hold on to all the mind you got. So stop giving folk a piece of your mind. Keep your own mind. And keep getting that thing reshaped. Keep working on this mind. Let this mind be in you that's also in Christ Jesus. Let this mind be reshaped, reformed. Stop giving folk a piece of your mind because you're going to run out of mind. You keep giving them a piece of it. We got opportunity to do good. Do it. Stop worrying about what somebody else is doing. Do what you're supposed to do. And I'm going to this last example. I know I said 2 examples, and I'm going to expose myself. Because y'all know me and my bowling. Yes, I'm very passionate about bowling. Yes, I am. In every way, shape, or form. And I'm out here bowling a tournament. And today was not a good day. Today was a very big struggle. Very disappointed in myself. I can't lie to you. I'm being vulnerable. I'm being real. I'm being honest with you. I don't even know why I'm doing it, but I am. I'm being honest with you. Maybe somebody need to hear it. I don't know. Maybe I just need to get it out. I don't know. But I came out here. I've been working for a year for this moment. Getting ready for this moment. And this moment that I believe God gave me an opportunity to have. So I'm out here bowling the tournament. The first 2 days went very well. I have myself in a good position to get to the goal that I had set for myself. And then today happened. It was not a good day. I can't sit here and act like it wasn't a good day in regards to how I competed. Let's say that. It's a good day because I'm still alive. I'm still talking to you, right? But, we all times have, again, plans, ideas, visions, goals that we want to achieve. And God blesses us with the opportunity to go after it and do it. But I know I'm not by myself when I say that when it doesn't work out in the way that you planned for it to work out, that you don't experience and feel disappointment. And I'm being honest with you, I'm feeling disappointment right now. I'm really disappointed in how I competed today. The first 2 days were great. Today wasn't. So one thing that we can't do is assume that everything is going to work out the same way it did as it started. I don't know why I had to go through this today. I thought I was ready. I thought I was prepared. But clearly there's more for me to learn, more for me to get understanding about. I don't have any answers right now. I'm getting over my disappointment. But I also know I'm committed to this right here. Thursday nights. So I had to be on here 6:30 on Thursday to do what I'm called to do. And so despite what happened today, despite the disappointment, I had to be here, hopefully to encourage you, to push you. But it also was a push for me. And to also understand that sometimes, so this might not really be a good example of what James chapter 4, 13, 16 was about, but I feel like I needed to let this out. And thank y'all for listening. But through the disappointment, we still have to make sure that we're doing what we're called to do, and that we're seeking him first, and that we're acknowledging Christ in all that we do. Through the disappointment, through the hurt, through the anger, through the negativity, the bad vibes, whatever, we got to push through and make sure we do the good that we are called to do, so that we don't sin. I'm called to do this. If I had not been on here, or if I came through with all my disappointment and just blah, and not say what he told me to say, then I would have been wrong. Not you. I would have been wrong. So, prime example of chapter 7 of verse 17. You know to do good, do good. It's your job. It's your responsibility. You know to do good, do good. Thank y'all for listening. I'm out of here. I love Thursdays. I absolutely love Thursdays. Thank y'all for being on here with me and listening. You stay focused. Stay locked in on what you're supposed to be doing. Go make it do what it do, all right? You have opportunity, but when that opportunity comes, give God thanks. Make sure you acknowledge him, because it's him that gave you the opportunity to do what you called to do. Pray, plan, prepare, proceed. Go make it do what it do. I see you next week, Lord willing, next Thursday. Love you.